Welcome to Play Builds Levelhead. As you can see, or as you can hear, we now have music. It's very calm and soothing. Other than that, we also have a name for the show, Play Builds Levelhead. Today's daily build was May 22nd, 2019. It had the skyscraper level size, the blockfish, the golden gate and golden key combo, baddie ice switch, flip wit, and gym gates. The theme of this level, first I should say, I named this level Sprint Runner, and if you want to play it, you can see the link in the description to bookmark it. I named it Sprint Runner because the theme of it is sprinting. You have to build up sprinting speed at the beginning of the level, and you have to keep it until the end of the level. Pretty simple stuff, but it gets kind of complicated. The rules surrounding sprinting are pretty interesting. There's a lot of nuance to it, but we'll get into that later. I started off trying to make a giant blobfish because I thought the level was going to be more jumping oriented, which is why I wanted to get the hold item from the giant blobfish that lets you jump higher and fall slower, like you're on the moon. Or Mars, I guess. This looks more like Mars. But yeah, I decided I'd go for a sprinting theme instead. So the rules surrounding sprinting are, like I said, pretty cool. First, you need a minimum of 7 blocks to build a sprinting speed. There's certain conditions where you can build it with 6, but for the most part, it's going to be 7. So, since I want the player to have to keep sprinting speed for the whole level, that means the only place with more than 7 blocks in a row for you to walk on is at the very beginning. You can see I subvert that in later parts of the level by placing spikes or 1 tile high blocks in the way of the player's path, so that they'll have to jump instead of just moving in a straight line. So, how do you keep sprinting speed? The idea is pretty simple. You have to keep holding in a movement direction. If you want to turn around while sprinting, you have to jump. If you turn around without jumping, you'll stop your sprint. Furthermore, you can sprint directly into walls and you won't lose your sprint. I think that's the most important. Yeah. There's some smaller stuff too, but most of it is just jumping for turning around and running into walls to stop while still keeping your sprinting state. So I used every single item in the daily build except the flip whip, because I don't like the flip whip. I always hear people complaining about swoopadoops or stuff like that, but honestly, the flip-a-dip is pretty much the worst enemy, at least in my opinion. I hate the way its tongue just like always seems to hit you, and then it jumps backwards and it's really confusing. I tend to not use them in my levels, but that's okay. Don't have to. So, I'm just testing my little skeleton frame, my wire frame of the level, making sure everything works and flows together correctly. And now, I think I'm going to start decorating. This game is still in early access, So there's a few things that are a little weird about it. Like for example, how I need to place these background tiles one at a time. I mean, I don't have to click every time, I can drag and rub my level into existence. But you still have to do it one at a time. Now, it's probably impossible to get that gem up there. Or well, it's not impossible. You can definitely get it. It's a little Easter egg for somebody who, one, knows how to do crazy difficult tech, and two, actually cares enough to do it. I thought using these paths was pretty cool too, to look like it's holding up the platforms. But the level is going to be here pretty soon, so here it is.